What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Sex with Kat and Mark. And this week, we're going to be talking about anal. Everything you need to know.
The big A.
That's it, exactly. But before we get into that, and also our favorite segment ever, which is Sex Fact of the Week, and Kat's already told me it's a good one, so I'm looking forward to it.
It's a good one today. Yeah. Okay. Look, it still doesn't live up to episode 1, but this one I would say that this one's definitely the best one since then, I think.
All right, best one since episode 1. I'm waiting for the day that we outdo episode 1 Sex Facts.
I'm really trying. I'm really trying.
Appreciate it. I'm waiting. All right, but before we get into all of that, how you been, Kat? How's your week?
Yeah. Week's been good. Honestly, just working, not really doing too much exciting things, to be honest. But I do have one funny story.
All right, let's hear it.
From the week. So I was at one of our friend's house. Mm-hmm. You weren't there. But
I know this friend.
Yeah, you know this friend. And I don't even know how it came. It was me, him, and then like another girl. And then I think she was like asking me about like, you know, my OnlyFans, some of my videos and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, you know, talking to her about it and whatnot. She's like, oh, can I like see one of them? I was like, oh, like that's not that weird. This is like what she's like one of our friends as well, one of our other friends. I was like, oh, that's not that weird. Like throw on my phone. She's like having a look at it. Anyway, I went to the bathroom. I was like fixing my hair, whatever. I come out of the bathroom. They had it like, what's it called? Like screening
like
onto the TV.
Onto
the TV. And also during the time I was in the bathroom, like 5 other random girls who I didn't know had like come in, and I was like, and they're like, oh, hey, you're the girl from the video.
That's hilarious. You gotta pay for that. What's going on here?
I was like, yep, that is me on the TV. And I was like, why am I on the TV? And they're like, oh, it's just, you'd see it better. I was like, okay, so this is just a viewing of one of my pornos. And everyone was like just sitting there watching, and I'm like, can we not?
That's hilarious. Was this with another person, or was this a solo performance?
It was with another person. I won't say who it was.
Okay, all right. Oh, that's what I was curious about. Like,
but anyway, yeah. So that happened. So that was pretty hilarious.
That sounds fun. imagine just going to the toilet, casually coming out, and then seeing yourself getting fucked on TV, and everyone's watching.
And like 75% of these people I've never met.
It's like, hey, I'm Kat, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Like, that's me.
They're like, yeah, I just saw you on the TV.
That's actually my vagina on the TV.
That's hilarious. I love that. That's perfect. Good party. It's gold. All right.
Your story?
Yeah. My story.
Do you have a story?
I do.
You never have any interesting stories. My stories are always so fun and funny and stupid. How is it that so much weird things happen to me?
You go fuck yourself and put it on the TV. All right, this week. Well, I met, what name does she go by? Katija? Katana? Sorry, I was using her real name. So we went...
that's not her real name.
That's not a real name,
Katana.
Right? Yeah, that's not a real name.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was asking
you
what
were
name
thinking
she goes
of her
by.
real name. Okay,
yeah, because I only know a real name, but I didn't want to like say a real name because she obviously
it was so funny that day when her and I were both calling each other like Kat and Katana, and you were all like,
all
that's so
weird. Were like 2 of these people. Yeah, she was so much fun. I had the best fucking time with her on New Year's. But the story is the night before. So Kat, everyone I think knows my type, right? Like the tall, skinny. But the type you don't know about, Kat, is the more edgy, let's say, the typical thing when you think about when it comes to like kink or BDSM. Like I love the girls, like blue hair, pink hair, something like that, wearing leather.
This is why you love the pink wig that I wore.
Yeah. Kat was wondering. She's like, "Why did you like that pink wig I wore so much?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's kind of my thing." So walking back home with my best mate, we're like, "All right, we need to have an early night. Okay, we're going field day. We got a big festival tomorrow. We're gonna wake up early, or at least what's early for me. It's gonna be an epic day. Let's go home. It's like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. at this point. Let's go home. Be responsible adults, right? I'm a grown man. Let's be responsible adults. Let's go." And then this girl walks past us wearing like a little leather skirt, blue hair. And I was like, fuck this. I was meant to be going home. So I stop her and I'm like, "Look, you look fucking amazing. Like, I love this look, blah, blah." Anyway, I look at my mate and I'm like, "Oh man, we should just leave now and go home." Like we should. Next minute, this girl ends up in my place. We're up until, this is why I was so fucking dead that next day at New Year's. But, Kat, we had incredible sex. So it was worth it.
Was she like an e-girl looking type?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
E-girl looking type. And this is the thing. This is what I like about really learning to explore. We went through this on maybe the first episode, exploring what the girls like. Because she happened to say, by the way, really love being submissive, really into dominance, never had a guy that's been able to do that, show me that, blah, blah. So we were able to, on that first night, like, oh, I got the cane out, I'm spanking her. Like, she's, you know, she even messaged me, like, I was in so much pain, but I loved every second of it. And you just can't have that if you don't actually explore the girls' kink. So had a fucking amazing time. We didn't put it up on the TV. There was no projected porn, but had a great time. Was dead for the next day. Not sure if I regret it or not, but that's my week.
Oh, I just want to quickly also add something in just about field day when you said that you met Katana. It was really funny because she was so excited to meet you. She's like, oh, I want to meet Mark. And Mark walks in with not alcohol in his hands, not nothing, not anything, not a girl, but sunscreen.
Yep. I was
and she was like,
it up.
Is that
She's like, is this the really cool guy that you've been talking about? And he's like really amazing. And I walk in, I'm like, guys, I need to put some sunscreen on. Give me a second.
It's literally exactly what happened. She's just like, is this the same
like,
Mark?
you sure this is the one you've been telling me? I'm like, Katana, I'm sorry. I'm a white boy deep down inside. Okay, I need to get my sunscreen on. We need to get ready. But hey, we had a fun time. She is actually an incredible girl.
I heard you were both helping each other pick up chicks.
Yeah, she's amazing, by the way. So I'm there. It's like a fucking, who are we listening to? Like Charlotte or something. Like I'm fucking techno getting into it. The next minute, some girl taps me on the shoulder. She's like, oh, my friend. And then like Katana's introducing me to some like hot girl. And I'm like, okay, I like this girl. And then I see you checking out someone else. I'm like, all right, wait here. go introduce her. So no, we had some fun. For those that don't know, Kat did a lesbian scene with her for OnlyFans. So if you guys want to check that out or you check out Katana or Kat's OnlyFans, we'll always pop it up in the description so you can check that out. But yeah, she is a lot of fun. She's going to be coming out with us again. That's for sure.
She is for sure.
She's fun times. Alrighty. So
the big A.
Kat, anal. This is something me and you have not discussed before. So everyone's going to be hearing this conversation for the first time. I actually don't know. Do you like anal?
So I have like a love-hate relationship with anal. So so when I was like in high school and I like lost my virginity and stuff, like around the time that I started sexually experimenting.
Her phase, yep.
Yeah. So I had tried anal like pretty much like very, very early on in my sexual journey.
Was this with that first guy?
Yeah, this was like with the guy that I lost my virginity with,
so with the
my
guy
first
that
boyfriend.
Was hung as fuck. You tried anal with that motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know how it went in, but it somehow did.
It worked essentially,
yeah,
so he got it in. Okay.
It did, but then I think, okay, so yeah, I've got so much to say. There's so much that we can unpack with this topic. So it worked then, right? I'll just I'll pepper over a few points, but we can get into them in more detail in a bit. So it worked then, but like in my later life, I kind of didn't really do it for a bit. And then in my later life, more so, especially now, like being a sex worker, anal is one of my biggest requests. It's one of all of sex workers' biggest requests.
See, I'm so interested. I did not think it would be that high on the list.
Yeah, no, it's literally like, I would say like number one thing.
Okay, why do you think that is?
Because most girls won't do it.
Okay, so it's not so much that every guy perhaps loves anal so much. It's just that
it's the forbidden fruit.
Exactly.
That's
can't
exactly
get it
what
anywhere.
it is.
So it's like, look, I'm going to ask you if you're the one in whatever that's actually going to be happy with anal. And if so, okay, great. Because I'm not going to get anywhere else.
And I think as well, so with girls, so okay, this is the biggest thing. I literally have so much to say about anal. Yeah. But so on that point of girls not doing it. So I think, well, first thing is that there's a fear around anal. I mean, it's something going in your bum. Bum is where like poo comes from. There's that. It's dirty. There's all of that kind of fear. What if I shit myself? So okay, so this is actually a big thing. So I think what guys think when girls say they don't want to do anal, when girls are scared of doing anal, I think guys maybe think that we're thinking, oh, it probably because it hurts or maybe it's because it's dirty. No, we're thinking we're going to shit ourselves.
We're going to shit the bed, and that is what I'm worried about.
That is the number one thing that girls are thinking about when they think of anal. They're, what if I shit myself? And I've heard stories, it hasn't happened to me, but I've heard stories from girls where they have shit themselves or when they've been with a client and they've been pegging him and the client has shit himself.
Yep.
So you need to be prepared that shit could be literally coming out. Or if you're a guy like and you're doing anal with a girl, like there could be shit on your dick.
Yeah. The one thing I tell guys, because I agree with you. I think the biggest fear, 100%, number one, shooting yourself, and then number two, pain, right? Like they're the big two fears. And I always tell guys, if you do anal right, or for girls as well, there shouldn't be pain unless it's like pain that you want, but there doesn't have to be pain. And number one, it might get messy, right? It might get messy. Now, the chances of shitting yourself or getting shit in your dick is super low. And we can talk about some ways to remedy that or to prevent it. But at the end of the day, if you're going to be doing anal and you're scared of a little bit of shit, then maybe as a guy, you shouldn't be doing anal, right? It's that simple. And if you're a girl, I agree. You got to trust in the guy enough that he's not going to get fucking weirded out, because sex is messy. Shit happens, right? Like it's going to be okay. But you got to be careful about who you do it with, because you don't want to feel fucking shamed and dirty afterwards. I mean,
so most girls I know say, so not in the industry, they will say like, if they are going to do anal, it would be with someone that they've been with, like somebody that they're dating, like not a random. Because I mean, if you're dating someone and you shit yourself, it's a bit like probably a bit of a laugh. If it's like a guy on Tinder and you shit yourself, that's going to be quite a story, right? Yeah. And even so, I don't offer anal as a service, so I'm going to circle back to that in a minute. But like girls I know in the industry that do offer it, they usually say that they will only do it with a client. So either whether they're doing it on a client or having a client do it to them, that it will be only with a client that they've seen one or two times before to kind of get that familiarity with them. Not every girl, but I've heard that happen. Just again, I think it just comes down to that. What if I shit myself? Right? Of course. But so I don't actually offer it myself because, so a girl told me recently when we had a discussion about anal, and she said that sometimes like your mind can be ready for it, but your body won't be. And so she is under the impression that like maybe when I was younger, my body was like ready for it. But now as I'm older, like my body has said something to me where it's like my body's like, no. And that's why it just like won't go in, because it just like will not go in. I even had this one client who was a doctor. He's like, I put I put stuff up people's asses for a living. Like lie down, roll over, put your leg here. Like, when you're like trying to make patients, when you have to like insert the tube. Yeah. So you're a nurse, you understand. So he was like, got me into like the medical position to like try and do it with me. And it just wasn't working. And I think going back to what that girl said, I think like my body just didn't want it. Yeah. So it just wouldn't happen.
Yeah, no, there is some science behind this, because essentially you have two sphincters, right? You have two muscles that can hold tight. And so one of them is under your control and one of them isn't. And usually it is connected. If you're anxious or you're unsure or you're experiencing pain, it's going to be really hard to get anything in your ass because it's going to be contracted. You're not going to be relaxed. And there are situations where you might feel very relaxed, or your mind is like, okay, I'm ready for this, but your body's just like, not today. And there are ways to help with that. And obviously, if someone's really fit, like you work out a lot, right? You're working out quite a lot. The funny thing is those pelvic floor muscles and those anal muscles actually get worked out a lot, especially when you're squatting and things like that. So you have probably...
Because I never worked out when I was a teenager. Exactly. I didn't start working out until uni. So, but I would have done anal in high school. Yep. Oh, so that's what it is. Because I do work out, and I do my Kegel exercise. I do my pelvic floor exercises.
So it builds up the muscle.
I've got a tight.
Yeah, you got a tight ass. Yeah, exactly. It's the truth. And some people at the extremes even get like Botox and stuff to relax it in a way. Yeah, it's crazy.
You can do that?
You can do that. But there's better methods, right? You can actually train the same way you can train up a muscle to be strong. You can train it up to like relax. And so there are, I don't know if we can get into it now, but
twitching my ass. I was just like twitching now. Just talking about it.
But you can, and this goes for anyone. Like when it comes to anal, anyone listening that wants to try it, you shouldn't be thinking 0 to dick, right? Like you shouldn't be with a guy one day and be like, let's try anal. And then he tries putting his dick inside of you.
Yeah,
like,
no, there's a prepping phase you
gotta
go through.
You got to go through some training, right? Like
it's like having sex. You got to train up to that.
Exactly. And because if you do that, it's just going to be painful. There might be some tearing, there might be blood. It's going to be traumatic and you're never going to want to do it again. Whereas anal can be something that's incredibly pleasurable, right?
I thought it felt great when I when I was in high school. I thought I
you liked it.
Yeah, I mean like you got a G spot in your ass, so it just kind of felt like it kind of felt like sex, but just different G spot. It felt great.
Exactly. Like there's a bunch of nerve endings in the anus. The clit, actually the legs, if you want to think about it that way, actually wraps around and down that sort of anal passage. So it hits your clitoral nerves as well. So it can feel amazing. But not if you just try to ram a dick inside of it the first time. So you need to build up to it. And there are ways to help relax. So you can start with just either your finger or like a very small plug, like a very small butt plug, and do exercises. So
apparently there's little kits that you can get, which is what my friend referred one to me. There's butt plug kits where it will have like a small one and then a bigger one and then a bigger one and then a bigger one. You like train your ass. I'm like, yo, I need to get that kit.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. And I would start off, a lot of those kits, I think the smallest ones aren't small enough if you're doing it for the first time. So it depends what kit you're looking at, but yeah, they're a great idea. So start super small, use something super tiny and lube it up, lay down, get in a comfortable position, relax, and then slowly try to insert it as either you can like push out a little bit, like when you can push as if you're chucking a shit, it kind of does relax those muscles in a way and allows you to like insert things a little bit easier, but just control your breathing, relax. As soon as you feel a little bit of discomfort or you feel yourself contract up, just hold there, slowly take it out.
Is it mostly a mind thing, do you think?
Yeah, it is. I would say it's like 70% mental, 30% physical, because as you train, what you're doing is that skin that is very like soft and thin and delicate actually strengthens up. And also what happens is you're desensitizing the nerves a little bit. You're stretching out the muscles a little bit. So it is 30% still physical, but you're right. A big part of this is mental. And just train yourself. So you start off with a little one, put it in until, you know, you have some pain or discomfort, or it's as far as you can go. Take it out, try this a few times. Then the next day, do the exact same thing. And you'll notice you'll be able to build that up and you'll get to bigger sizes. And if you have a guy or a partner with you, they can actually help out too. And what I usually teach students is start with a massage. So the same way you'd massage muscles to relax, like you can do it with the anus. And so you can lay the girl down or, you know, have your partner lay down and use a bunch of lube and just push around. Like there's different techniques you can use, but essentially push around the outside muscles first. Like, especially if the girl's worried, like tell her like, look, I'm not going to stick anything inside of you just yet. Just massaging around the outside of your anus. Relax that like outside sphincter and then have some more lube. You can slowly insert your finger and you can almost wait. Like you just put it in a little bit and the anus almost like sucks it in a way when the girl's relaxed. It sounds weird, right? But
really?
Yeah, exactly. And you can slowly, almost like a massage, just push around the sphincter and help relax it. And this is part of the training. And after a few weeks, you'll be able to take dick and enjoy anal like everyone else. But yeah, just got to train up first.
Okay, so my question to you is, so do you do anal like on girls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But not often.
Not often.
No.
Why would you? Like, is it like, oh, I need some forbidden fruit?
Yeah, I think from a guy's perspective, or at least from my perspective, the thing I like about anal is the kink of it, is that it's forbidden, is that it's dirty, is that it, like it's
comes
wrong,
with risk.
Right? Yeah, it's like you shouldn't be doing this. So that's what like turns me on about it. And I think it's intimate in a way. Like, as you said, it's very vulnerable for a girl to have you in their ass. So it's more intimate. So I don't do it often. It's not like if I'm on a Tinder date or something, excuse me, I'm not sitting there being like, I love anal. I know there's some guys like that. It's not me. I'm more if, number one, the girl really likes it and it really turns her on, then it's going to turn me on to see that. Or number two, if I've been with this girl for a while and we want to mix something up, we want to increase our intimacy, we want to try something new, we want to do it because, as you said, it's a little bit forbidden, then that's when I'll take part in anal. So it's not like a common occurrence for me, if that makes sense.
And you've not been pegged.
No. I
Okay.
haven't.
And
Yeah.
you don't have any interest.
I'm trying
It's
to be.
it's becoming quite popular from what I hear. So
Yeah.
in the escort world, from the whisperings that I hear from out there. So it's apparently guys getting pegged is becoming growing in popularity.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to be more open-minded about it, to be honest. So I probably would be open to it
Because there is a G spot there for guys too. And apparently it feels, from what I've heard, so I've had to peg a guy before, like at work. And yeah, guys are, and I talk to girls and guys are loving, it's
Do
really.
you enjoy doing it from a work perspective?
No.
No.
No, I just want to be fucked.
Yeah, okay, fair. Yeah, for me, it's,
I hate wearing a strap on. It's so I don't
feels
want to
weird,
have a
right?
dick. Like I'm nothing against people who have dicks,
Yeah.
but I just as I said, like that in the other episode, you just got this appendage there. No,
It's a tough
sorry,
life,
it doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, for me, because I think originally, especially when I was younger, there's this huge instinct to think, oh, that's gay.
Yeah,
Right? I think that's where
but
a
it's
lot of guys
really
come
not.
from.
It's really not. So
No,
many
it's not.
straight guys are getting
No,
into
100%.
it.
Like it's 100% not. Like you have nerve endings in your asshole, whether you're straight or gay. It makes no difference. But the thing for me is not so much the homophobic sense of it, which I think a lot of guys would face, but it's more the dominant, submissive role play that I find difficult. Like I don't like when girls get on top of me. Right now, yes, a girl fucking me while she's on top, it feels good physically. Like, yes, my dick is, it's got nerve endings, like it feels nice, but mentally, like erotically, it's not turning me on. And so the same with getting pegged, like I don't like that I'm not in control and have the power. And even getting my dick sucked a lot of the time, like it takes me out of that space. It takes me out of that dominant play. So yes, it's something I'm open to. Yeah, I mean, I'd be down to try. I think it'd be pleasurable, but I'm
might love
hesitant because it just takes you out of that power
You
dynamic.
never know. You might end up loving it.
Maybe I will. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I need to
Maybe
get
will.
myself one of these kits. I'm trying to, that's so interesting what you said about the working out at the gym, that tightens your asshole, because I just couldn't figure out why.
Yeah.
I was able to do anal when I was like 14, but I can't do anal now as an adult. And I'm like, I have an adult bum. It should be able to
Exactly.
take a
You've been
dick.
lifting too much.
Oh, yeah.
But
Okay.
you can
Yeah,
take what I
I'm
said.
going to need to
You
get
can
one of
start-
those kits.
Yeah, and you can start relaxing the asshole, start having the skin a little bit more, I guess, tough. in
So
a
I
way.
actually have a funny story.
Yeah, tell me.
Just about a butt plug, so it's kind of similar. I was making a video the other day for OnlyFans, and this is my first time using a butt plug in ages because I just bought like a bunch, and I was like, I need to start training my asshole for
Yeah, tell me.
anal so I can start doing it. And I was recording this video of OnlyFans, and I put a butt plug in, and then I tried to get it out, and it's like I couldn't get it out. And I started like panicking on this video, and the video didn't end up getting released because
That is hilarious. You just
see
like,
me,
what the fuck?
Screaming. I'm like, and I'm like trying to get it out.
And this is what people don't realize is actually taking the butt plug out can be more painful than putting it
Oh
in.
my God. I literally, there was like, and this was all caught on video because I was recording myself. So there is literally a video of me like on the floor, like kicking and screaming, being like, I'm going to have to call my mom. I'm going to have to go to the ambulance.
I'm sure your fans would
to
want
get
to
this
see
butt
that
plug
video.
like surgically removed from my ass. And that I think so. One of our mutual friends, I don't know if you were there for this time, but I think she said she was having, the story. And she got a butt plug stuck up her ass and then had to be ass fisted.
Yeah.
Were you there? Did you have to retrieve it?
wasn't
Was it
there.
yours or was it our other mate?
It was someone else. You have to be very. This is actually really
Because
good
so
point.
the me getting stuck and then her, mine could you could
Flange was still out.
but so hers it was the whole thing went into her. I don't even know how that happened.
Yeah. So you got to be very careful with anything in your ass because, as you mentioned, I used to be an emergency nurse, and we had a lot of people come in with the old,
I tripped and fell.
yeah, and this plunger is now on my ass, and I can't get it out. So yeah. I mean, we've got some X-rays that, you can Google this shit.
I tripped and fell on a plunger butt.
Yep, exactly. But you have to be. This is the point, though. You have to be very careful. Make sure anything you're putting in your ass, it's not like a pussy where there's an end to it, right? Like your asshole keeps going up and
it's infinite.
Yeah, it will get sucked in, as I mentioned, right? You're gonna lose that. So anything you put in, you want to make sure it's got a flange. Like if you look at all butt plugs, they've got like the sides on it, so it essentially stops. But taking it out, this is a really good point because
it's like bulbous.
Yeah.
Like they're like I should have brought one down like for anyone who like hasn't seen one. But yeah, it's like a butt plugs. It's like you've got the bulb, then a small bit, and then the stopper. Exactly. So the bulb is big.
Yeah. Yeah. So the bulb is big because essentially all your nerve endings are around the sphincter mostly. And so the idea is that you get the bulb in, it kind of sinks in as an anchor. It widens the actual anal cavity a little bit. And where the muscles are is kind of more thin. And then you got the stopper. So when you're taking it out, like the thing with anal is friction is what's going to cause the pain essentially. So usually when I teach guys about using a butt plug or when they're fucking a girl, I start off with pulsating actions. So you got your finger in, just pulsate it. Don't go in and out. Like if you're fucking a girl, don't go in and out. That friction's what hurts. So start with like little pulsating actions to begin with. And whenever you're taking anything out, your finger, dick, butt plug, whatever it is, put a little bit of lube there and then have the girl, again, bear down. So slowly breathe and push out a little bit. And that's going to make it a lot easier to take the toys and everything else out. Because if you're the girl and you're trying to take something and you have a bit of pain, what you do is you actually, instead of bearing down, you like suck in essentially. You squeeze up and tighten. And then everything is more friction and it hurts way more to get out. So you need to relax and bear down. And it's a good point that a lot of people won't realize is that taking things out, you got to be slow, careful, and relaxed, even more so than when it's going in.
Yeah. I was just
did
like...
you get it out in the end?
I did. But
sitting here with a butt plug still.
Oh my God, could you imagine? Yeah. Like I'm on the plane and I'm just like, yeah, it's just his butt plug in my ass.
Yeah, just got it for 3 days. That's hilarious.
No. I did it, like it was only up there. Like it took me maybe, I think I panicked for like 10 minutes and that was like majority of my time was like panicking. Yeah. Once I kind of stopped panicking and just kind of gave it like a bit of a, just breathing, gave it a bit of a pull, like it came out. But like I think I just gave it like a little like yank at first and it didn't come out like easily. And then that's what made me panic for the next 10 minutes, like literally like screaming, being like, holy shit, do I have to call the ambulance to get this butt plug out? But no, once I calmed down, pulled a little bit harder and like, tried to like breathe, I was like, nice. Like that. And it eventually came out. So no, there's not currently a butt plug in my ass.
Perfect. And what about preparation? Do you ever prepare for anal in terms of like
I haven't done it in like literally years. But from what I've heard, like, you're supposed to. From what I've heard, especially like lately, where I've been like trying to get back into doing it, and I've like been seeking advice from experts and things. Yeah, so from what I've been told, it's like you should like obviously clean the area thoroughly. I even had somebody say like maybe try not to eat like too big of a meal, like the night before or like leading up, like try to not eat so much so that there's like less poo. Yeah. Like it's like when you're going for a surgery and they say don't eat for like 12 hours beforehand. So somebody did say that to me and I was like, I don't know. Sometimes you can't plan it that far ahead, but I mean, if you could, I mean that could help. And then lubing the area and even so with that one client that he was just really adamant on trying and he was the doctor one. He did like finger it for ages and with like a lot of lube to try to like prep the area a bit, but like I think I just wasn't physically there, so it just didn't work. But what about you? What do you do when you're doing it, or do the girls like have they kind of done it before? Yeah, so it depends, right? I never encourage or force, or I'm not gonna fuck unless you douched or something, because to be honest, even though it's a big fear about this shit on the dick idea, is that the chances of that actually happening is super low, because if you look at your large intestine, the only time you'll get shit on your dick is if there's shit in the rectum, like in the anal passage, like right at the end. And usually when that happens, that's when you actually feel the urge to go. So unless you actually feel the urge to go, chances are you're gonna be fine. So if you're the type of person that uses the toilet once a day and it's in the morning, then if you're fucking a night, you've got like nothing to worry about at all if you're regular like that. But if you want to be like extra careful, or you're worried, or you've just gone to the bathroom, something like that, you can douche. So it's essentially
kind of like, the enemas we mentioned in hospital, you can get different kits and packages. And usually if a girl wants to do it and they're asking, like with those kits, a lot of the time they'll come with a douche. And essentially it's just this rubbery insert with like almost like a balloon type bulb at the end that you can just squirt water in. So just use warm water, you squirt it up your ass.
Like a turkey baster?
I don't know what a turkey baster is, but probably. So at home, find a turkey baster. So you just use some warm water, do it in the shower. And like you said before, you want to find a comfortable position. You can like lie on your side. There are usually diagrams that show you some like comfortable positions you can use. You put some water in there, hold it for a little bit, and then just pass it back out. There are enemas that you can get from like pharmacies, but they usually come in solutions that have like usually a bunch of like salt water or some other mineral, maybe potassium, things like that. The problem with that is it usually like dries out your ass quite a bit. So I usually just recommend some warm water with some girls. But as I said, most of the time, like something I'm not worried about. If you've been to the toilet that morning, then you probably don't have to worry about it either. But if it's your first time, you want to be extra careful. You want to feel clean. You want to have that like sense of safety or, peace of mind. Then you can just grab one of these douches, use some warm water in the bathroom and that will sort you out. But as I said, it's nothing that I'm too fussed about.
What's your thoughts on using amyl? Have you used
what
that?
Is amyl?
Amyl, jungle juice.
Oh,
because isn't that what they use in the? Is it? Because that's illegal, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's like a legal juice for anal.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've only ever used it like recreationally, not for anal.
I've only ever used it at festivals.
Yeah. So, but I mean that is the commercial use for it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Have you used that with a girl to do anal?
I've used it.
Does it work?
I've used it a couple of times during sex. I've never used it for anal, which is what. So it's for those that are wondering, right?
Yeah, because someone told me to get one of that, and I'm like, maybe I should.
Yeah. For those that are wondering, it's something called. It goes by a lot of different names, like jungle juice.
Jungle juice, amyl.
There's some other couple of names they go by. I just call it jungle juice, but. Essentially, I think it was popularized in the sort of homosexual scene. A lot of guys figured that they can sniff this. It gives you this like head rush and high for like, it's not long.
It's like 30 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. 30 seconds. And it also helps as a muscle relaxant. So it relaxes your ass. And so a lot of people use for anal. Yeah, you could 100% use this. The reason I don't with girls, if it's their first time or I'm worried it's going to hurt, I don't want anything to distract them from the pain signal. So you can get numbing cream as well that you can use, but I do not recommend it at all.
So what if you like bleed or something?
Exactly. It takes away that feeling of pain because I want to know, like when I'm doing anal with this girl, I want to know the minute it becomes uncomfortable because anal shouldn't be uncomfortable. It can be very pleasurable with zero pain whatsoever. And so if the goal is at a point where I'm using a certain toy and it starts to become uncomfortable, I know not to move to the next toy. I know this is our limit for today and then we can build up for next time. But if you're using numbing creams or if the girl's like sniffing, jungle juice and she's got this head rush and she's not really in the moment right then, she might have more of a relaxed asshole, but you're taking away pain signals. And so that's what I don't want. If someone's very experienced and a girl comes to me and she's like, yo, I got some jungle juice, let's go. Sure. But if it's the girl's first time with me doing anal, then it's something that I'd avoid for that first time.
Yep.
Yeah. Have you, I'm curious with your clients, the ones that you've pegged before, do they have their own styles or ways that they go about doing it? Like, are they using jungle juice? Or do they want to use creams? Are they going about anything? Or?
So the clients that I've pegged have, like it's not their first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? That's an interesting question because, like, the ones that I've done it to, it wasn't their first time, so I guess like their asshole just kind of used to taking it. I have no idea, to be honest. But I guess a guy's asshole would be like bigger than a girl's asshole, wouldn't it? Because guys are generally
true,
bigger than girls.
Yeah, generally, yeah.
And I mean, dildos are kind of can be smaller than penises if you get like little ones.
Exactly,
that's like for anal.
Yeah, and that's a good point with dildos. Is if you're training yourself and you're wondering, okay, Markus and Kat, give me step by step, what the fuck am I doing? Then this is 100% what I do. I'd start with external massage. I'd start with using small, tiny butt plugs. And by the way, lube, I know we've mentioned lube a couple of times. use as much lube as you fucking want / can. Go ham.
Oh yeah, put lube everywhere.
Yeah, get some silicone lube is the best unless you're using like silicone toys because it degrades. So then use water-based. But otherwise, silicone lube that shit up. Use a bunch.
Put it everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I literally had a client the other day literally just like douse me in lube. And I was like, okay,
take a bath in lube.
I thought it was so weird, but I'm like, okay, we're doing this, all right.
Yep, get in there.
Doused me. But yeah, no, like I was like all about it because I'm like the more the better, all right?
Yeah, no.
You can never have too much lube.
You cannot. So lube it up, start with small butt plugs, work your way up. Then dildos are great. Dildos are a great thing to move up to. And I'd want to get to a size, like a girth or diameter that is a little similar or a little bit smaller than the penis that you want to be fucking.
Yep.
And that is your sequence. Then there's some things to keep in mind. You can douche if you want. You can be very careful about, look, the ass is dirty. That's why we like anal, right? It's kind of fun that way. But never go from ass then to mouth or pussy, right? Because you're going to introduce bacteria and it can give you vaginal, like vaginosis essentially. Like you can infect your pussy with the anal bacteria. So you don't want to do that. STIs are also a concern, right? If you're worried your partner might have STIs, especially things like Hep C or HIV, then use protection. So this is kind of the boring part of anal, just to keep in mind. But something to help with that is if I'm going to be fingering a girl, I usually have, it may not sound as sexy, but I have some black gloves that I wear. And I'll use that because then you don't have to worry about it.
You can just friction, put a condom on the finger. Yeah, so if I'm fingering a client, I will literally just throw a condom over my finger.
Yeah.
And
there are even condoms for fingers. So there's like finger cots that you can actually get. I just think gloves look more sexy, to be honest. But then you can use that on the ass.
Is it like gloves like the normal?
I get surgical black gloves.
Yeah, so like the normal ones.
Exactly,
yeah, okay.
Yeah. But you can get finger condoms. I've tried them before and I just it looked weird. It looked like my
a little puppet,
miniature dick, just a dick puppet. It's like, all right, hey, it took me out of this moment a little bit. I was like, oh, hello, ladies.
Yeah, okay.
It wasn't for me, but I mean, you can 100% use those. So there are tips. Is there anything you want to add to that, Kat? Do you reckon?
No.
Yeah, but have some fun, I reckon. Get in there. Like, if you haven't been trying anal, you don't need a dick. Just have the guy finger you or, play with you a little bit.
This is to guys and girls too. Just put, like, if you haven't ever had a finger up your ass while you've been fucked, you should do it because
get in there.
My favorite, the thing that will make me come within literally 0.1 of a second is when a guy like slips a finger up and I'm like, yeah, that's it, I'm done.
All right, Kat's secret for everyone to hear.
It feels so good.
Yeah.
Because it's so okay. So my so this is like the number one porn I watch, and I think so. I've actually asked this to like a few escorts as well. This is kind of going into another topic, so I won't touch on it too much. But with me, and a lot of escorts, usually the porn that we watch is kind of different to the sex that we're kind of having since we're having so much sex. So the one thing that I'm not doing is like anal stuff, right? And I've also never done a male, female, like threesome before. Yeah. That is the porn that I'm watching double penetration, right? Yep. And that is like my guilty pleasure. So like when there's a finger up there, it's like kind of makes me feel like I'm doing it. Yeah. So it's like that's kind of like my forbidden fruit a little bit. Yeah. So that kind of makes me feel like it. And I'm like, I'll get there one day. I'm manifesting that 2023 is my MMF year.
Goals, there you go.
Yeah, I love it's the year of the MMF. That's
perfect. All right, I pray for you. I hope you get there.
I think our question of the week was on anal, so maybe we should go into that now since we're still on the topic.
And I get this question a lot from guys, which is essentially, I want to do anal with my girlfriend or girl, and she's not down. She's not into it. So what do I do? And I think the first thing is mindset here, because a lot of guys come to it, and I think a lot of girls see it this way too, where anal is for the guy. Where it's the guy's guilty pleasure, it's what the guy wants to do, and the girl is like, okay, look at your birthday, I'll give you anal, right? Whereas that's how it's gonna work if you have shitty anal. If you have the anal we kind of spoke about earlier on this podcast, where it's like you just take your dick out, try fuck her in the ass, and it's gonna be super painful. The girl puts up with it, and you're like, this feels great. then yeah, it's going to be shit, right? The girl's going to hate it and she's not going to want to do it. So you need to change your mindset and see this as really, this is super pleasurable for her, right? This is something that she can enjoy and is absolutely going to love. But you need to get through the first two objections, right? Which girls are going to have, which is, I don't want to be embarrassed by shit. And number two, I don't want to be painful. So you need to talk to her. Like if this is your girl, ask her why. And by the way, she can say no and not want to do anal ever, and that's okay. But at least explore with her. Just be like, I'm curious. Like, how come? Like, what's the reason? And if she says, I've tried it before, it hurts so much, I never want to do it again. Then you can explain, okay, well, let's try do it without the discomfort. Let's try do it without the pain.
Yeah,
let's
maybe a finger or something.
Exactly. That's exactly. Start with just an anal massage.
Yeah.
Right? Next week, I'm just going to give you an anal massage.
Yeah, because I think that even feels good because sometimes I'll have clients that will even just like kind of play around with the area, not like go in. And I think that even feels good. It's like, ooh, naughty.
And then if she feels, that feels good.
Yeah.
Maybe then buy her a tiny little butt plug and be like, you should experiment with this. And maybe when you go down and want to fuck her, have that little butt plug in. Like get her a custom. And look, maybe what happens is she's like, look, I just hate it. It's the worst feeling ever. I don't like it. Fine. But the chance of that happening is super low.
You know what? I actually like what you're saying about buy her a little butt plug because I think that maybe, especially something with anal, a girl might be more willing to try it in her room by herself first with a little butt plug to be like, oh, okay, I'll put this butt plug in. Let's see if shit comes out or let's see how it feels with this little thing. Because I'm just thinking like even me, like that's not really how it happened with me. But if I was a little bit uncomfortable, that's probably how I would kind of go about it first is I'd buy a little butt plug, maybe put that in, see what comes out. Like if am I going to take it out? It's going to be covered in shit. But that's not what happened. So like maybe she puts it in and if she's like, oh, okay, this feels okay, takes it out. She sees that it just looks like nothing. Yeah. Then maybe she'll be like, oh, okay, I've experimented on my own. Now I'm more comfortable.
Exactly. And this is actually what I did with one of our mutual friends up in Queensland. When we first started seeing each other, same thing. She was like, I've had anal before. It hurts so much. Like exact same scenario. And I actually did this. I bought her the kit that you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And so she'd message me every week and be like, all right, I'm up until like the third plug now. All right, I'm up on the fourth plug now. It was exciting for her. She was enjoying it. And then we'd meet up and have a little bit of anal play as we go. And so I didn't actually fuck her in the ass until like a month in or something like that. Like it took her time to build up to it. But if the girl sees that you're not rushed, that you're making it about her as well, that it's both your pleasure, not just your thing that you wanted to try. It's like you want to try it together. Then girls are going to be so much more open to this. So I think that's what you have to do. And at the end of the day, you also have to realize if she's not ready for it now, that's okay too. Don't push her or pressure or anything like that. Like just wait. Right? Maybe she changes her mind later on. Maybe she doesn't. But if you come with that mindset, that attitude and those techniques, then chances are she's going to want to try it. She's going to enjoy it and you're both going to have a great time.
Awesome.
All right. Happy days. Let's get into, are we ready for it? Sex fact of the week.
Oh, sex fact. I thought we were going to do the 12.
Okay,
no,
fine.
Okay, sex
no,
fact.
We'll do this.
No,
We'll do this. It's okay. I was just excited about the sex fact. That's all. I just get excited by it. Let's save it. Let's do this.
I usually always leave my sex fact until last because it is the most exciting part. Right. But since you've already...
No. We're going to make everyone wait. We're going to wait. We're going to do this. Let's go.
Okay. So what Then you just jade everybody up. Okay, so what we're doing is our toy review, which I've got here, the Wetstuff Caramel Lube. I'm like,
this is actually a great episode for it because we were just talking about anal and the number one thing is lube.
Yeah,
right?
lube,
Get
exactly.
on the lube, so this is perfect.
So this is a caramel flavored lube and I've actually never tried a flavored lube before.
I don't think I have either, to be honest with you.
I did make sure that you hadn't tried it and I'm about to just go run and grab something that I prepared earlier.
Okay. I will say why Kat's gone. Just be careful. I'm just having a look here if does not contain sugar. Perfect. I was going to say be careful with flavored lube with things like anal or even like, to be honest, when you're using it on the pussy too, is that if there's sugars in it, it can affect the yeast as well. So you can get either like overgrowths or bacterial infections as well. So it's something just to keep an eye out for, but this says does not contain sugar. So there you go. Good. I actually don't.
Okay. I have some ice cream. I have just prepared little cups of ice cream that I had prepared earlier. and we're going to put them on the ice creams.
All right, here you go, Kat.
I hope that we can.
Whoa. All right, I'll dish you up. There we go. Some wet ice cream.
And I did actually see people doing this at Sex Fair, like not random people, but there was a stall where they were selling ice cream with lube on it. And I did try it, and to be honest, I couldn't really taste the lube. But
I'm not gonna lie, salted caramel.
Oh my god, I'm not gonna look. It actually fully smells like salted caramel. Oh my god, that tastes so good.
Too, yeah.
I know, it tastes good.
This is hilarious. I never actually thought
of putting it on ice cream.
Flavored lube would taste good on ice cream. I'm just gonna crack that out next time I have someone over. I'll be like, "We want some ice cream here." I'll just like pour lube all over it.
What topping do you want?
Yeah. Just have different flavored lube lined up. That's not bad.
So I got that at what's it called? Ooh, just dropped that. Condom Kingdom in the Gold Coast.
You know what's actually a good idea?
Oh my god!
Oh, I'm gonna finish
Mark
this
literally
thing.
just like shoveled half of it in his hand.
I need some more lube on this.
It actually tastes good.
Another good idea, what you can do, Kat, for guys that are, maybe their girlfriend is like, yo, fuck me in the ass. And they're like, I'm not sure. I don't know. It feels a bit. You could pop some fucking lube on the asshole and
the caramel one
tastes good. Yeah. If you want to like,
because
eat
it
the
will
ass,
take
like,
away the smell. So if you, when you open that and you smell it,
that tastes so good.
Mark basically ate like the whole thing.
I've just finished the lube. Yeah, or even there's some guys that are uncomfortable even eating pussy, right? So you could just fucking load the pussy up with put all this around the clit and then just eat it up.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it tastes good.
Yeah.
Maybe put some ice cream on it.
Yeah, we should do another episode about food in the bedroom.
That's hilarious.
But because it's so true. Because there is it can work on anything. I mean, I've had like some penis in my face. I just
put some
throw some of that caramel stuff on. I'll be sweet.
We should have like a cookbook, but with flavored lubes.
And we had that flavored condom the other week, and that one was actually so good.
Exactly. We'll just have a cookbook
flavored things.
of flavored lubes, condoms. Like this was just sex cookbook. This is perfect. No one steal our idea. All right, that is our idea. No, that's perfect. I think this is great. I've never been. You've actually reintroduced me. I was going to say I've never really used flavored
lube
stuff in sex, like flavored condoms, flavored lube, everything like that. It
makes it a bit more fun, and it's just a fun smell.
Yeah.
It's a different. I think that it introduces a different sensory aspect to the bedroom because there's the five senses, right? And I think you can kind of be stimulated in all of those senses. Not just like the physical, but what you're seeing, what you're touching, and also what you're smelling. Like that's why people do things like candles and stuff. It's just another element to just hit the senses, I think. And that caramel lube, so the bubblegum was the bubblegum condom that kind of felt a bit more fun, but the caramel lube, caramel is a bit there's a sexiness to caramel. I think it's a bit more sexy, luscious. Yeah. I think it.
No, introducing smell as well. It's you could even sometimes what I do is I'll put cologne on one of my shirts and I'll use that as the blindfold. And so I actually blindfold girls and they'll be able to have that scent. Or, there are like pillow sprays you can use. If you are fucking anal and you're worried about scent, then you can use like pillow spray in the room. And I'm down. All right. I'm converted.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I've had that next to my bed.
Yeah, that's good. Just wake up, have a dose. Yeah. All right. God.
All right. So we have to save the best until last. Perfect. I don't know how much you love this, so I've got to make you wait for it. Got to make you work for it.
Exactly.
So my sex fact, oh my God, Mark, are you actually eating one?
Sorry.
Put the ice cream down.
Everyone's looking at you for the sex fact.
Mark is just still eating
it's so good. I can't
No, it actually does. When you put it on ice cream, this is just to everyone at home. Like we just put on ice cream for obviously just a bit of fun. I didn't think it would actually end up tasting.
No,
it actually tastes like
really
an ice cream topping. Okay, all right. I won't distract from my sex fact anymore. So this is it's a statistic that I actually got. I came across it not specifically for the purpose of this show, but I had a disagreement with Katana actually about how long our videos should be on OnlyFans, and we couldn't come to an agreement. And I'm like, you know what? There should be stats on how long
I'm
a porn video should be. So I looked into how long the ideal porn length is, and there actually was.
Sorry, that wasn't me, guys. That wasn't me.
And they're actually, so Pornhub actually has a page of like statistics about the ideal porn length. And so this from Pornhub itself, based on its what its viewers are doing, the ideal porn length is 9 minutes, with 10 plus minutes being the more preferred length.
Okay, interesting. And how long were your scenes and how long were you and Katana fighting about it?
Subconsciously, when I was making videos, I would try to get actually two 10 minutes or over 10 minutes, right? Okay. So I wouldn't say like, oh, okay, I want it to be X amount of minutes long, but I wanted it to be in the double digits, so at least 10. Yeah. And subconsciously, the reason why I did that, well, consciously, subconsciously, is that when I'm looking for porn to watch for myself, if I click on a porn video and it's like 7 minutes long, I'm like, oh no, not long enough, because usually the beginning is like an introduction. Right. Yeah. So I know that I'm going to be fast forwarding a few minutes to get to the good stuff.
You don't like the storyline?
No.
Like,
I don't think anybody does. I don't think anyone does. So I skip straight to the good bits. So if I see a movie, a video that's like 7 minutes, I'm like, okay, so I'm fast forwarding like 2 to 3 minutes of that. So really the video is only 5 minutes. I mean, if I don't like one of the positions, and I'm pretty picky with positions and things like that, like I don't want to see a guy eating a girl out. Okay. I don't want to see that. Yep. I don't want to see a girl giving a guy head. I just want to go straight to the action.
Give me the action.
So if I'm left with 5 minutes, I'm like, oh, okay, half of that's probably oral. So I'm really only left with like 2.5 minutes. Okay. So that's my thought process when looking for a video. So usually I'll look for a video that's over 10 minutes long because I think, all right, after I've skipped, once I've skipped 5 minutes, I need at least, and then that leaves me with 5 minutes left to then do my business or whatever or more. And I think so that's how I thought of it. But apparently I'm not alone, because Pornhub is saying, 9 minutes is the average, with 10 plus minutes being ideal. And that is literally, I think I must be thinking the same way other people are thinking.
And what did Katana think? Like, what was her
video? So when we made our first video, it was like 3 minutes. I'm like, that's not long enough. 3 minutes.
That is short.
That's short, right? Okay, and then so we couldn't come to an agreement. I'm like, I will prove to you. So then that's when I hit the books. I'm like, I want to find some statistics to throw at her so that she can agree with my point of view. Because at first I disagreed from a personal standpoint, but then I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to try to back this up with some evidence and do some research into what the ideal porn length is. And Pornhub is that's one of the leading platforms in that space. And they said that 9 plus minutes.
Interesting. Because my initial thought is like, if this was me, I'd be like, all right, an hour. Like, let's have a look. Because my thought is, same as you can just fast forward or pick and choose what you kind of want in this space. Like, when it came to the videos that I shot, it's a little bit different because it's educational, right? So I try to keep it as real as possible. They're obviously a lot longer, but I can understand that, in today's world, right, everything's a lot faster. We're moving towards Reels, TikToks, everything's like short attention span, let's go. But I think a longer video, you just have more choice of exactly what you want to watch. So interesting. 3 minutes. Okay.
So anyone listening to this, if you make content, try to get it to, well, I would say double digits. Like personally, I just like when a video is double digits, but 9 minutes, according to Pornhub, is the bare minimum for that video to be more popular.
There you go. So guys, if you want some optimal timed videos, go check out Kat's OnlyFans. We got double digits.
All videos except for one are over pretty much in the double digits. There's one 3 minute one there which I kicked and screamed to try and not. But she won that argument. But then after that, once I showed her the facts, then all of our subsequent videos are longer.
A long video, and then almost the same way as YouTube have like a short where it's
so that's what I do. Section. I kind of put little snippets on my wall, and then I obviously then send out the big video.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah,
smart idea. All right, amazing. Thank you, Kat. Appreciate it.
I think that's it.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys learn a little bit about anal, and if you're a girl that wants to try anal, get in there. If you're a guy that wants to do anal, get in there.
Oh yeah,
or
everyone.
Even experience it for yourself.
If you've never had anything up your ass, it feels good.
I love Kat's message. Put a finger up your ass, everyone. If you're listening to this, I want you to listen to this podcast with something up your ass.
Oh no, even guys, because I say to you and our other male friend all the time that every single guy loves shit up their ass, but they will never ever admit it.
They don't know it yet.
They either don't know it or they don't admit it. But every single boyfriend I've ever had, I've chucked many fingers up their ass. We never talk about it. We never
should chat about it.
No, this is with boyfriends that I've had in the past. But like we've never spoken about it after the fact. But we all know that it's happened, and they like cheeky fingers up their ass.
There you go. So everyone. Listen
oh my God, if someone's watching this and they know who I've dated, they would know that they've got fingers up their ass.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. If you enjoy it.
Sorry to all my past boyfriends if you're watching this because I've just outed you.
No, don't worry. I mean, look, 100%. If you enjoy it, like every kink, like everything when it comes to sex, if you're not hurting anyone else, then enjoy it. Do what you want to do. Get in there. So everyone, throw something at your ass. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next week.
Happy sex, everyone.